So there are certainly times when we can't let our circumstances define us.
Absolutely, and Earl Mentor is the perfect example of exactly that. He joins us now about his incredible journey. Your journey is something that I think a lot of South Africans can identify with and feel and live on a daily basis. Do you mind sharing a little bit of your story with us?
Yes, of course. Thank you for having me. I've been actively involved in the social and personal development industry for the past 18 years, just planning, writing, and initiating youth empowerment programs in order to bring about positive change, particularly within high-risk communities. So that, and just the fact that I'm healing from my past trauma and how I find sensible ways to heal and be more and love more and do more.
Yep. We certainly know that the Cape Flats is no picnic. I think the levels of violence and aggression and drug abuse there are certainly not getting any better. Your upbringing there was certainly very, very dramatic, and then kind of took a turn, which then encouraged you to change your life. What happened? Tell us a little bit about your reality from life on the streets to cleaning up your act, so to speak.
I think the transformation happened when I observed the make and break of our people. Yeah. Just simply because of our limited beliefs on not realizing our worth and value. And I decided to expose myself with things that add value to my advancement. And the shift happened there where I looked at my parents, I looked at my family members, and I told myself, how can we unlearn the negative conditioning in our life in order for us to stand in our power again? Yeah, so that's a transformation.
I heard that at one point you had gotten involved with guys on the streets, drugs, dealing in drugs, and at one point, was it that you witnessed one of your best friends getting killed?
Yes, a good friend of mine, a childhood friend of mine that practically got involved in drugs, and just witnessing that was traumatic for me.
Wow, I can imagine.
Yeah, and being part of that and losing a best friend, you know, and we were so close. And I think the shift happened there as well.
Yeah. And now you've decided to take all your experiences and the trials and tribulations and, of course, the triumphs as well, and you've compiled an incredible book. What encouraged you or inspired you to start putting pen to paper?
I've written poetry just to share my narrative from a tender young age, to share my narrative in order to inspire other people. Poetry basically saved my life. Wow. Because I've felt the need that it's important for us to share our narrative. And putting pen to paper has been amazing for me, and I've been in the hip-hop industry as well, and getting onto stages just to engage people positively. And poetry and hip-hop literally saved my life.
Well, listen, I'm a huge fan of poetry and a huge fan of hip-hop. In fact, I've often said that Eminem is the Shakespeare of our generation, because you can read a lot of good hip-hop songs, and if you just read them, they read like poems. But you've written this amazing book, of course, Cape Flats Karma, Biography of a Colored Seed. What made you write it? And the way that you've structured it and put it together is quite unique. Take us through your amazing book. Okay,
so I've stayed with different guardians growing up, always trying to search for love in my life. I've adapted the form of self-hate growing up simply because I've observed the pain and despair in the lives of my people residing within high-risk communities. And this book simply highlights the plight of the beautiful people and the resilient people that reside within these communities. And my book basically just hopefully would impact people positively in order for them to realize their power again and find their voice.
What do you think are the root causes at the moment? Like, I know a lot of people that come from the Cape Flats, and they are amazing. I know such incredible families. I know such incredible women. And then I pick up a paper and I hear about kids, little kids, being shot in the firing lines of gangsterism, so much drugs. What is the problem? What is the core problem, do you think?
I would think it's our untold trauma.
Yeah.
and our untouched
What is
pain.
that untold trauma? Where does it come from?
It's a trauma that it's a seed of futility, that you've been told all your life that you are worthless, that you've been labeled negatively, and that label's went to go sit somewhere.
Yeah.
And we are easily negatively triggered by people, places, and things within our communities. And I think the root causes is our self-hate.
Yeah.
We need to find self-love again. So, yeah, that's my mission.
It's such a societal issue throughout the whole of South Africa, I think. You know, when you start treating people like they are dogs, don't be upset when they turn and bite your hand. And, you know, we do, as a whole society in South Africa, need to learn patience and understanding and tolerance with each other. So I suppose this is what your book aims to begin. I want to know a little bit about the work that you do with Team Rise.
Okay, so Team Rise, I founded the life coaching company called Team Rise Life Coaching Seminars. I was fortunate enough to partner up with various organizations locally and internationally. And Team Rise is basically just to help people realize their worth and value, first of all, as well as engage people positively and facilitate compassion and empathy in order for us to heal as a people.
And of course, it's obviously doing so well. You know, Bishop Tutu loves it. And you got to meet Obama.
Yeah.
Tell me about that experience.
Oh, that was an amazing experience. Obama is quite engaging.
No, he is. I mean, he's Obama, for goodness sake.
Yeah, of course. A home embrace.
What did he say to you?
Yeah, I've been amplifying the work and legacy of Nobel Peace Laureates for the past 6 years. Yeah, which pass on the skills, wisdom, and spirit they embody. And how I'm inspired by the life and times of Nobel Peace Laureates as well.
Incredible.
Your story is so inspiring, and I feel like when we continuously hear your journey, I just find a theme of overcoming. Continuously through every story you've overcome. But overcoming practically looks a lot different to when you're sitting at home wanting to find yourself on the other side. So how do you walk through the journey with everyone you work with, and what does overcoming mean to you?
You know, the vast majority of our people residing within our communities have had to navigate their way through difficult and challenging circumstances. We have beautiful and powerful people residing within our communities, and how people have used resilience in order to rise above their circumstances inspires me. And overcoming simply means understanding why hurting people hurt people.
Yeah.
In our society.
Hurt people.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then in order to not be a hurt person, you'd have to have an incredible, going back to that word, self-worth that you use with Team Rise to kind of change the narrative that people are going through. So when people think of self-worth, it's easy to think of it theoretically, but daily, practically doing the work, how does that look like? Is it through affirmations, exercise?
Certainly, most certainly affirmations, and I'm an avid reader of self-development books. And I felt that self-worth helps us to make sensible decisions and choices in our life. It helps us to reach our full potential as well.
Yeah.
And every day is an opportunity for us to be the best versions of ourselves. And that's what self-worth means to me.
Well, we're very proud of you that you were able to look at yourself in the mirror and choose a better road than that of, you know, drugs and life on the streets. And I really hope that a lot of people, especially people in need, are able to get hold of this book and read it and enjoy your word. Thank you so much for being here today.
Absolutely beautiful indeed. Now join us after the break as we find out about exactly how important your immune system is with Ace Labeslaghi.